Hello my crafty friends, this is Michelle with the Southern Shell, and I'm here to start the stationery box. So I've showed the cards and a couple talked about the boxes and showed one in the video, and I'm gonna now show you how to actually create this box. Is that not too cute? Look at that, opens up, it has the cards that I've been doing from Crafty Owls, Show Me the Sheet Load. And you drop that open. I have the pin, and the little sides over here have this has a envelope covers, and over here has little words or sayings that they can put on the inside of their cards. On down. I think it turned out really cute. So I'm going to now show you how to get started creating this box. Now I have on my website the measurements. I have a blog that is going to show you the cutouts and the measurements on how to do this. So the first thing that I did was I picked my paper and my card. So let me show you what we're working with today. This is the paper pad I'm using for the decorative paper. And I picked out the encouraging words here. The dream, believe, give much, be brave. That's what I'm doing for my box today. And this is by Me and My Big Idea, and I got it at Tuesday morning some time ago for $4.99. Now, for my box, I wanted a heavy duty card. So I'm actually using this craft board by Cricut. And it's black, and I used 2.5 of these for my box. And then I'm doing another layer of decorative, so I have my decorative paper, but I also have a layer of this white behind it, and that's going to really give some stability to my box. So the first thing I did is I got my first bit of card, and I cut them down. These two pieces here are my first pieces of card. So when we look at our instructions here on the blog, we have a finished box is going to be 6 by 5 by 2, and base of box is going to be A. And so we look at the pictures, and here's A, and it's a 12 by 12 heavy card, and we're going to score it 7/8, 1 inch, 3 inch, 9 inch, and 11 inch. And 11.5 and 1/8. We're going to rotate it, and we're going to score at 5 and 7, and then we're going to cut away the marks in red. So when we look at the picture, it shows the score marks, and then it shows what to cut away in red. And then it goes down to the box lid, and this is going to be our next 12 by 12 piece of card, and we're going to cut it by 12 by 8. And we're going to score at 1 3/8, and we're going to score at 2 7/8. We're going to score at 9, and then we're going to score at 9 1/8, and then 10 5/8. It's all here, and then we're going to rotate, and we're going to score it again at 1 3/8, 2 7/8, 5 1/8, and 6 5/8. So all of this information is going to be here on the on my blog. And you can go ahead and take that, and then underneath each section you're going to have, like box A, you're going to have the screenshot of box A, and then the lid and the card box, which is here, is going to be under there, and then we're going to have the note card holder, which is the next sheet. And then I also have where we're going to measure and cut out all the mats that you need. So let's go ahead and get started here. So our first piece here, let's go ahead and just keep our pictures out so we can see it. We're going to start with our box base. Now, when I did the scoring, I went ahead and I marked that this is A, so that I know when I'm putting things together which one I'm doing. And so here it's showing that I need to cut away this mark here. And I'm going to cut all the way down to the score mark and over. And then I'm going to cut out the tabs right here. So looking at that, get my white gel pen. I am going to go ahead and come down and I'm going to cut on this score mark here. And I'm going to cut all the way down. And I'm going to come over, and on the second score mark in, I'm going to come and I'm going to cut all the way down to the score mark there. And then I'm going to rotate it. And this is going to be cut all the way in and all the way in. Now what we're going to do next is what we're going to use for our tabs, and this is going to be cut in and cut in. So that'll be cut off, and that'll be cut off, and then we'll have our little tabs inside. So that's what our picture looks like. So let's go ahead and get that cut. So if I rotate it this way, where I just have the 5 and the 7 mark, I'm going to come up to the 5, and I'm going to go into the 1, 2, 3rd score mark. And I'm going to cut right in that ditch, and I go right up to that 3rd score mark right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and come on over this side, and on that same, if I come up, I'm going to come up to that 1st score mark and cut all the way in to that next one. And then on the 2nd score mark, so we have the 1, and then we have 1/8 an inch over, we're going to have another. We're going to cut right on that 1/8 inch and go all the way down. Go ahead and cut all that off. And do the same on this one here. Now what we want to do, in order for me to get a good cut, I'm going to go ahead and fold that score line real fast so I can come on up in here. Let's fold that over. So I can actually come up and cut that line right there. We're going to come right up, and right on that score mark, we're going to cut that little square. On the other side, come on up, right in that ditch. And then we're going to trim. And trim. And trim. And trim. So now we have completed A, and this is what your box looks like. I'm going to trim this little piece off the bottom here. It really doesn't matter, but I would rather have a little shorter piece there. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to go ahead and just fold all my score marks. I have my bone folder. And I just want to make sure that these are going to have a nice crisp edge. I'm going to use my hand, just kind of rub that card out just a little bit and just press it on in there. Nice sharp edge. So when it stands up, we will have a nice sharp edge. Do the same on this one. And let's do our little tab overs. So now, there's our box, basic. So, it sits nicely, open it, folds down, there we go. So there's A. Let's go ahead and start on B. B is our lid, and B has a lot of cutaway parts. So for B, what we want to do is these side pieces right here are going to be trimmed because they're going to angle in, and this down here is going to angle in, and then here as well we're going to have another one angle in, and this one here. Do the same on this side. Corner up, corner up. Now it doesn't have to be that that big. I'm just, you know, kind of doing a little bit of a exaggeration. So all of this gets cut away. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to go ahead and come in here and angle that up. This piece is going to go all the way down. And that's just going to come right off. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut that over. There's one side. I put those lines on backwards. Okay, so there's our lid. Now to fold our lid, let me see, this is B. Now we're going to go ahead and get this folded, and let's go ahead and reinforce all those score marks. Now we want to make sure we have nice crisp edges. Okay, so there's our lid. Let's go ahead and get this piece glued together, and then that will be done and out of the way. So the first thing I do is I'm going to bring this in and bring this in, and this piece, put some glue on this tab here. I'm going to lay some glue down all across that tab, and then we're going to lift it up, we're going to square it off, and we're going to line that right on up so it's nice and square. Go ahead and do the other side. Bring that side wall up, square it off. Now we'll do the other tabs, fold those in, put some glue on them, side as well. It's going to come up, square that side. And the same with this one. Square it up, lay it down, and burnish the glue. Now these are going to reinforce, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take our little pieces here. And we're going to go ahead and fold those down over what we've just glued in there. And use your bone folder. Burnish that on down. Give you a nice crisp edge. Let's do the other side. Fold it on down. I could have went ahead and put the mats on this, and I've done that in the past with my other ones, but sometimes it gets confusing so of where the mats go, so I wanted to go ahead and just put this together so you can see a little bit easier where those mats go. So right on in, burnish it down, nice and strong, nice straight edges. Flip it on over, the last one. All the way up to those edges. Fold it right on in. And press it on down. And there we have it. There's your nice lid. And sturdy, very sturdy box. So now that we have our box, and our lid, this is the base of what you need. And now we can go ahead and start putting the pockets on the inside and start decorating. So this is C, and this is going to be the card box on the inside. So when you're looking at, this is C right here, and I have it. What you're going to do is these little corners down here need to be cut away. So we're just going to go on the outside and angle in up to that score mark. Outside, angle into that score mark. And there is C. And that is going to sit on the inside and make us a lovely little card box. So I am going to go ahead and get these last few pieces out here, and then I'm gonna show you how to get these matted. So here is our mat sizes, and I am doing a double mat. So I have plain card and pattern card. So the first ones are for the box, and that's these big ones here. And I know that this is the inside, this is the front, and it tells us right here that on plain card I need front panel and back panels, I need 3 each at 5 7/8 by 4 7/8. And this is going to go here, and then here and here. So let's go ahead and get those down. If you notice, I do have them marked, so I know exactly which one is which and where they'll go. I'm just doing my best to get it right there in the center of all those score marks in the top. So now I have my pattern card, and for the front and back panels I need 3 each, and I take an 1/8 inch off, so it's 5 3/4 by 4 3/4. And this is directional, so I want to pay attention to where my box is going to sit. So this is the back, this is up, So I want to make sure this is this way. And I want to make sure that when I am putting it down, I want to make sure that I've got, okay, yeah, I want that on this side. Let's do Dream on the front. And so we're going to put this one on the back. Pay attention to your direction, and then centered right in the middle of that white card. Press it on down. So this is our front piece. So I want to make sure that my words are correct. And down it goes. And this is on the inside, and so when it drops down, I want this to be able to be red. And right on down. So now we have those front pieces covered. And let's move on. So I want to make sure that I have the pieces down on the back here before I put my card box in. So for the card box, inside box back is I. Let's see. Yes, there's I and I. So I did double it up. So let's put this part down first. Right on up to that edge. Now our box is going to cover the bottom part of that, so I'm not worried about it. And then right on up to that edge. So I have the side panels for each, and that's going to be front and back here. And that is B, 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 B2, 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 B2. So let's get those done. So I'll get these outside ones done here. Now the plain B's are my bottom white mat. Our B2s are going to go on that. Remember to watch your direction. Okay. So now we have the other two pieces. Now these are going to have pockets on them. Now we're going to go ahead and do the insides of these. So we start with our base white. I think I'm going to do something a little different with this one. Since these are going to have pockets that have some of the pattern paper, I'm going to go ahead and do the B2 on the outsides of this one. I did not add a white base because I don't want too much bulk there. We already have the bulk from the inside of the box here, and then when it sits up, it'll close right around there. So, all right, so now we have, let's go ahead and do our covers. So I want the outside here to actually have this on there. So I'm going to go ahead, turn it over, and mount that on there. And once again, I did not do a white mat on that because of the bulk. Now you can do whatever you like. Paying attention to my direction. Mount that right on there. All right. So there's the outside. There's the inside. Let's get our boxes ready to go in. So our card box is C. So I want to find C. It's J. Well, J is, yeah, card box front. So this is going to mount right on here. Pay attention to direction. And no double mats on these because it adds a lot of thickness to the inside. Mount it inside the score marks. Press it on down. And we have our tab and our card holders, C and D. There's C and D. Those are the next pockets. So we can get these mounted now on the inside. Okay, so here's our box base. Here's our card box. We're going to get this folded and burnished real well. And this is actually going to sit right on the inside of this box right here. So I'm going to glue that, our little tab pieces here on the inside. I'm going to get this glued in, fold that up, glue on the underneath. Same with this one. It's going to go in, down, line up your edges. Make sure that's nice and square. Now we can take our bottom piece here. Our inside piece is here. This is going to sit right on in the box. Push it down, down into the edge, down into the edge, and meet right up on those corners. Get your bone folder right on in there. Both sides. I'm going to set it up. I'm going to take my bone folder and run it right along that bottom piece. Right there. And there's your nice card box. Look at there. Coming together, guys. Okay, so the next couple pieces we're going to do are the little boxes for the front. This is our tag and our note card holders. So we've got our score marks here at a 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and we're going to go ahead and roll those and score those nice and tight. So these two are going to be glued together right here at the front. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. Meet them up. I'm gonna let that set for just a minute. This art glitter glue dries really fast. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to take and we're gonna put glue on our little piece right here. And these are gonna come right on up. So if I can do it this way with you guys seeing. And it's going to glue right on into the front of this box. Just like that. So when I put my pockets in here, because I had drawn with my white gel pen, I didn't want that to show. So I took an extra piece of black card and I'm going to just slide that in there and glue that down. Make sure it's not covering any of my score lines. I'm just going to go ahead and trim it along this score here because this is something we had from another piece that we trimmed off. So I'm just going to glue that right on in there. Okay, so that's down. And I'm going to put the glue on my little pieces here. And I'm not putting it on the outside edge. I'm not doing that. If your scores are off just a hair, it pulls your box or it pushes your box. So I am just going to sit this in there and I'm going to raise it up and let those pieces sit on that back piece. Lay it on down. Use that bone folder to press it right on into that card box right in front of it. And it may have a little gap in there, but it's okay. It's not going to pull one way or another, and it's safe and secure in there. And there we have that. So I have our mats for our lid. We have sides, long sides, we have short sides, and we have the top. So all the measurements will be in the link below. Let's go ahead and start with the big mat first. Now, like I said, it would be easier to do this before it was put together, but I wanted you to be able to, it's a little easier for you to see when it's put together. So, and let's do that mat. Right on down. I'm going to put that over and kind of push it down from the bottom. There's that. So let's do the sides. Pay attention to direction. So I'm going to go right on there. Centered. Pressed on down. So now we have the smaller sides. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the decorative on it first, so I'm only trying to lay one down on that side. And this last one here. Pay attention to your direction. Get it on there nice and even. On over, press it on down. And there is our lid. So we have our box, our lid, and the only thing I have left to do is to do some decorations on the inside and the out, and I will come back with you for part 2 of that. I really hope that I really love the way this one's turning out. I love the black and white. I hope that you've enjoyed this video on how to put things together for this stationery box. I will put the link to my webpage with the blog with all the measurements below, and that way you can go and read and have all the measurements to create your own. As always, thank you for taking the time out today to join me and to go over this box. It's hard to talk and do it at the same time, but it really turns out nice. It's very sturdy. Look at that. Just love it. So thank you so much for spending time with me. Stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.